So do you think it's okay to transition children
Yeah.
to Christianity? That's pretty hateful.
Yeah, I do hate penises and shit like yourself.
In terms of my body, I have 100% say over it. And whether that's my gender or whether it's my right to terminate a pregnancy or whatever it is, right?
You can't get pregnant, you're a man. I just want to state facts.
Spreading awareness.
Like,
How many genders are there?
infinite.
So thousands of years of biological truth, and suddenly over the last 50 years we've decided there's 1,000 genders instead of 2?
Why not?
Why not?
I think
You don't
you're wrong. It's not suddenly. It's not over the last 50 years.
No? When did 1,000 this gender ideology come about?
You're getting 1,000. I'm not gonna fight with you so you can post to YouTube.
I just want to know, like, if there's genders, you're one of these 2 genders.
Right.
That's good. That's fine. But, like, if there are other people that identify as other genders,
Well, you
what
can
does it do to hurt you?
Well, you can feel like whatever you want, but reality doesn't change, right? You can
I just-
feel like a cat. That doesn't make you a cat. We're saying, in reality, there are 2 genders, and that's it. If I feel like a cat, does that make me a cat?
That's not a valid discussion.
Why? Why not? Why can't?
Because a cat isn't a
If I identify as black, does that make me black?
No.
Why? Why not?
You're not black.
Is race a social construct?
Kind of, yeah.
So can I identify as black?
No.
Why? If it's a social construct, why can't I identify as black?
That is odd.
What if I generally
Conversation.
What if
And
I generally
am not black,
feel-
so I'm not going to talk to you about that. That is not my experience to talk about.
But according to your logic, you could identify as black, and then you could talk to us about it. It's a social construct.
I and have black heritage.
Right, but it's a social construct. You
So
said.
what if I'm white but I feel black?
Contract, there are different rules.
Is race a social construct, or does race exist?
Race is a social
It is?
construct.
Ethnicity.
Yeah.
So ethnicity or race?
What? Oh,
You know,
both.
I don't have the
Like,
time to make you
ethnicity
any
is like-
smarter.
I don't think you have anything to make me smarter. Is race a social construct?
Race is culture.
Okay, and gender is physical properties and XX versus XY chromosomes.
It's when you get into chromosomes, there's a lot more discussion.
Cats and
there
dogs
than
are smart.
just-
I've seen it. I'm like, wow.
No, it's XX or XY.
There's a lot more.
So gender and sex are different, right?
Yes.
According to you, right? Okay. So if I want to identify as a female as my gender, not my sexuality, how come I have to prove it by physically cutting off my penis or change it physically?
There's a lot of
But why does
people
that come
don't
with
do
it?
the physical changes.
But why does that come with it if it's 2 different things?
You know about dysphoria?
Yes, gender dysphoria. It's a disease according to the DSM-5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is it hate? How?
It is hate.
How is it hate?
It's just a different
Because you
opinion than
don't
yours.
want people to exist as they are.
No one's
exist.
questioning anyone's existence.
Like, let me be completely honest with you. I'm not one of those 2 genders.
Okay.
Okay,
I
well
am
you
non-binary.
can feel that way, but
Yeah.
that doesn't change reality. I have XY chromosomes. No, I have XY chromosomes. I have a penis. I'm a male. I'm a male.
Hey, you might have a wiener. I don't care what you swing in your pants.
Well, that's what makes me male. XY chromosomes and the thing I swing in my pants. That's what makes me male.
Makes you a bigot.
Yeah.
Makes me a bigot?
Regardless of, like, you believe what you believe, I believe what I believe, I'm just asking, like, what is somebody feeling a different gender hurting you?
Well, I mean, if you're teaching children that they can feel like whatever they want,
Oh,
well,
it's
that
the children.
Oh yeah.
it
Especially
does,
the children,
It makes, yeah, that's
That's
a
a
line
problem.
we don't
But
cross.
how are the children being harmed if they're just expressing themselves?
Well, can I ask you this? Do you think it's okay to transition a child?
They're not doing medical transitions.
They are.
They're doing hormonal transitions.
No,
Do you,
it's
so,
also
so
medical.
let me. So do you think?
Are completely reversible.
So do you think it's okay to transition children
Yeah.
to Christianity?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Oh! Whoa!
If they are Christian, good for them. If they don't Christian,
It's okay to transition a child's gender, but not to Christianity, not their beliefs.
no, I'm saying if they're Christian, no problem. If they're a different gender, no
Okay,
problem.
well, I'm arguing that transitioning a child is very harmful. And
How is it harmful?
well, for example, some of the hormone therapy that you use on children, such as Lupron, that's used to chemically castrate sex offenders. And there are studies that it's non-reversible and it damages their physiology.
I don't really agree with you.
Well, studies do, science do. You just assumed my gender. You just called me a bigot. Well, see, that's very intolerant of you. I'd say that's bigotful, actually. It's quite hateful of you.
It's the paradox of intolerance. Necessary to be intolerant of intolerance to protect more vulnerable people.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Interesting. I still haven't heard an argument as to why there's more than two genders or how many genders there are.
Yeah, you just haven't listened.
No, how many genders are there?
As many
Can I have a
as the
number?
person identifies
Okay,
as.
see, that I have a problem with because there's something called reality. You can feel like a tree, doesn't make you a tree.
That's not a valid argument because you're talking about, an entirely different brand.
You can feel like whatever you want, that doesn't make you that thing. That's what I'm arguing.
It's wild that you're wrong, but
That doesn't change reality. That
No,
you
I
are a
don't think
female.
You understand what gender is?
I think they're the same as sex.
No, it's really not.
Do you think it's okay if me, for example, I feel I'm a woman, right?
Yeah,
And I transition,
yeah.
but I go into the women's washroom or the children's washroom and I harm a girl or a child, or I go into a sport
Honestly,
and genetically I beat them.
Number one, the sport thing, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but people who
Number two-
dedicate their lives to the sport do.
Women-
it does
women-
affect them.
Women
I don't know
care.
enough about sports, so that is not my place to talk.
Well, women care because they work their whole lives to be better at something, and then a
Listen,
biological
trans-
male comes into the sport and dominates because they're physiologically
Do
different.
you realize that people's bodies change when they are on hormones, right? So,
Still have testosterone.
Yeah, I have testosterone. I'm not saying I'm taking testosterone. It's in my body.
Yeah, but you don't have a male's amount of testosterone.
And I'm saying when people take hormones, they don't have a male's amount.
They
of
still have bone density of a male. They still have muscle mass of
Anyways,
a
like
male,
I said,
testosterone of a male.
sports,
Well, do
not
you?
for me to talk
Okay, but you
about.
asked
I
what
don't
the
know enough.
consequence of why we care.
But-
These are issues why we care. Well, you've said it wrong, but you haven't provided any arguments.
We've given you a lot of
Nope.
information. You've just chosen not to listen.
No, you haven't given me much of anything. You've just made claims. No, you
I
just.
told you one name.
Oh,
It
you
was
you
based
could.
on what you
A bigot? Why am I a bigot?
Well, I think, generally speaking, when you punch down at a vulnerable...
Am I punching down? How am I punching down?
Well, generally speaking, I'm going to assume your gender again. That you, as a person with a penis and identify as a male, not a very good one, but
Okay. Well, there you go again with the insults.
no, it feels really good for me. I'm enjoying it.
Well, I'm sure it does.
You don't
Your
understand that what you're
rights are
doing
being
is
taken
hurtful
away.
to people. So I don't
How
know
is
why
it
you're
hurtful?
Like, oh, you're being mean to me.
How is it hurtful? I'm
You
saying.
used these words. How is
What
it-
word?
Why don't you take a guess? Instead of
What would I?
telling you, this
I'm
is
not.
how
I'm not.
usually
I'm not making the claim. I don't need to make the
What
guess.
do you think could be hurtful about what you're saying?
I'm saying there's two genders. You can identify. I acknowledge there are people with gender dysphoria. I understand that. But that doesn't make you those things. That doesn't make those things. I'm saying there's two genders. You're claiming there's infinite genders. We disagree.
Okay. You get that trans kids, when they're not allowed to transition or even express their gender, die, right?
I don't-
A lot of them commit suicide.
Well, I don't think trans kids exist. I think abusive parents exist, first off, okay?
I am so sorry if you ever had kids that are trans. I really hope they don't hurt themselves. You are spreading hate.
How is this hate?
It's hurting people.
How?
Because you're saying that older two...
You were the guy on the bike? Yeah, you're awesome, dude.
How is this hateful?
God.
Can I ask how this is hateful?
Oh wait, it's backwards because it's
Yeah.
Okay.
Saying that people don't exist.
No one's
Okay,
saying
well,
that.
dude.
Does the sign say that?
I'm sorry, I'm non-binary. There are only two genders, therefore
Okay, so
I don't exist.
no one's saying that. But so you identify as non-binary.
As being non-binary, I do not exist as non-binary to you.
Okay, so you're non-binary.
Being non-binary.
So that means there's non-binary people and there's binary people creating a binary system once again.
The binary system is
You
male,
just
female.
did
Right.
a full circle. Just back
I
to.
don't understand.
Well, listen, you're saying you're not male or female, but you are. You are male or female.
No,
you
I
can
am a
say,
certain sex, but I am not a certain
and we're
sex.
saying gender and sex are the same thing.
And
Well,
I'm-
under the
like,
under
the DSM?
under the
Okay,
DSM-5.
let's talk DSM.
Okay, under the DSM-5, there's something called gender dysphoria.
Yes, which is
When someone doesn't identify
what
with
is
their,
the purpose of it?
to say that it's a mental disorder.
No, a disorder is a disorder. You're talking about dysphoria.
It's a mental disorder under the DSM-5. It is.
No, I live with a clinical psychologist
You
who has a
oh,
PhD.
that's
who has
that's
been trained
cool. You
formally
can talk
in
from
this.
authority, but we can Google this and
not authority,
it's
it's
under the DSM-5.
scientific.
What's it called? It's the manual of what? What is the DSM-5?
I'm not negating.
It's a mental disorder handbook.
No, it's meant to. So first of all, nothing in the DSM counts. You can check off every box, but unless it's distressful to your life, you don't have the disorder. That's how you actually.
I
remember each
think gender
category.
dysphoria is pretty
How
destructive.
the fuck would you know?
If people are hacking off their genitalia, that's pretty disruptful. Yeah. They are. That's what transgenderism. That's whatever you want to use.
The DSM is written
When you snip off
by a very specific
parts.
type of people, and it's basically there as a guideline so that people can administer
appropriate gender affirming care.
It's
and
called
care,
the Manual
because it's all
of Mental
part of a
Disorders
system.
for a
If
reason.
you read a book and,
And
you
you-
take everything they say at face value instead of interpreting it, I
Okay.
guess you end up religious.
So there's the mental disorder handbook, and you're saying it's not a mental disorder. I'm saying gender dysphoria is.
According to statistics, you can believe me or not, trans people have a 42% suicide rate. That's terrible. That's really sad. Why do you think that is?
Because they're not accepted by society.
Comparatively, they have a higher suicide rate. Jews in Auschwitz, slaves during the height of American slavery. Do you think they're more oppressed than those people groups?
I'm not saying they are. I don't think that matters.
So
It does
what is
matter
the
because
cause?
there's a higher
What to
suicide
you,
rate.
Like, if you think there's a higher suicide
No, I
rate-
don't think that's
There
statistic.
is.
42%.
No, I know, sorry, I didn't mean that. If there's a high suicide rate amongst trans people, I'm curious of what that signifies to you.
That they shouldn't be doing this, and this is harmful to their health.
Because there's other examples like Jews in the Holocaust, like black people in slavery who were far more oppressed. I think that's a pretty genuine assumption to make, that they're more oppressed, Jews in the Holocaust, and they weren't even committing suicide at the rate that trans people are. So there has to be something other than that
The non-acceptance or oppression.
to be a reason for why there's such a high suicide rate.
Do you realize that the suicide rates are often before they've done anything medical to their body?
Yeah, and they
Do you
stay
realize
after
the
too.
Suicide rates are.
So suicide rates don't change. Before transition, after transition, they stay relatively the same. They don't fluctuate. It's 42% before and 42% after.
What's the extra 8%?
Oh no, that's.
I mean,
What's the extra 4% then?
what do you mean?
No, 42 is before and 42 is after,
That
so it
doesn't
stays
equal
the same.
100.
No, 42% suicide rate.
Out of
before
all trans
transition,
people, 42%.
42% before transition, people that identify as trans commit suicide. After transition, it still stays at 42%.
So to you, you think that transness is the issue? You don't think the
I-
society that they're living in that doesn't
Yes.
accept them is the issue?
Yes, because Jews in the
Well, then we're
Holocaust
gonna
were not.
disagree
Well,
on
Jews
that.
in the Holocaust were not
I'm not saying
accepted.
the oppression Olympics.
What are they not accepted
That just
in, though?
signifies there's another reason. Every system in Canada accepts the LGBT and trans people. Every single institution. Every single one in Canada. Media, you have social media, you have government, you have laws protecting LGBT people. Actually, special laws, even in the city of Calgary, special laws protecting the LGBT community that don't protect anyone else. So you have special treatment. You have flags on basically every business. So you're accepted widely. There's not a mass non-acceptance of trans people.
I mean, institutional acceptance is a lot different than everyday acceptance. I'm glad there are protections for trans people in Canada, right? I'm glad there are protections for LGBTQ people in Canada. It doesn't mean that kid is not getting bullied when they go to school, right?
I made a claim.
We can call it a conversation.
Well, because we're talking and you're not listening.
It's not a conversation.
It's not really. It's more like butting heads and making sure that you and your kind of subhuman audience.
Subhuman.
Yeah.
So whoever watches me is subhuman.
Well, whoever agrees.
So
with
now,
this.
okay. So now you're discrediting them as human beings.
Yeah. I'm gonna take. On
Wow,
that one. That
that's
feels
pretty
good.
hateful.
Yeah, I do hate penises and shit like yourself.
Wow, you hate me? I don't hate you.
I don't care how you feel about me.
Okay, well,
That's kind of ultimately irrelevant how you feel.
well, you just said you hate me. I think that's horrible. That's abhorrent that you hate another human being.
Good. I'm glad you feel horrible about that. Kind of the point of that one was to hurt
No,
you.
no, I don't feel terrible.
I hate
I don't feel terrible. I think that's horrible on you. I feel bad for you, actually, that you would have hate in your heart towards another human being.
Oh, which is
Terrible.
Like, I just don't particularly care how you feel.
Well, that's cool. Why are you here talking to me?
Just because you're like making an incorrect claim, and I just wanted to assert my dominance.
That is probably the most accurate claim.
No.
Yeah, you can see. You can like I said, feelings don't matter.
I'm just saying that any society that's accepted in the school system, the government system, the laws, and has a higher suicide rate than Jews in Auschwitz, slaves during the height of American slavery, and they claim it's oppression, I think there's something else wrong there.
There has to be another reason why the suicides were.
No, I don't think it's medical. I think it's a mental thing. I think that they should have never done that.
Sorry, I would call medical.
So it's
Sure.
it's gender dysphoria, right? So it's identified as a mental disorder under the DSM-5, and we know that mental illness can lead to suicide. That's not about acceptance, right? If you have and I'm not equating the two. I'm just making an example. Okay, well, let me finish the point. So I'm not equating the two, but there's people like that are schizophrenic. And if you affirm their schizophrenia, telling them, yeah, there's a pink elephant in the room, that's not helping them. So we're arguing that affirming this mental disorder, that is gender dysphoria, and saying, yeah, you're actually a woman when you're a man, that's harmful. And that actually is adding to the suicide.
Gender dysphoria is, if that's what you think it is.
It's not identifying with your given sex.
It's the feelings that come up around feeling like your outsides don't match your insides, right?
Yeah,
But how to you...
that's a feeling.
So I think you're saying that dysphoria, like, dysphoria is caused by not letting people transition. It's not...
No, it's not. When you're born on your birth certificate, what's given, male or female? If I
So who cares?
so
Because when a person
that's pretty important medical information.
Well, what are the challenges? That's something that's assigned to them, so it doesn't matter what the doctor.
I think it does matter because if a doctor started doing medical procedures on you and started giving like female care that are directed towards females, that's very different. Any doctor can tell you.
Like, if
Well, that happens all the time with intersex people.
Yeah, that's a matter of fact.
Yeah,
They make a choice when they're born, and they're
Yeah.
wrong.
They're wrong.
They're wrong.
The doctors.
Who's wrong?
The doctors.
The doctors are wrong.
When you have an
Yeah.
intersex child, so
have
someone who's
been
born
wrong.
Yeah.
with a combination
Giving
of
the wrong
sexual organs.
Yeah,
sex
0.08% of the human population is
Do you
intersex.
know how many people that is?
Yes, I do. And I also know
Since you're a
it's
mathematician,
about
psychologist, biologist,
Real MacGyver.
criminologist, smartest
Okay.
cowboy on the planet.
so there's 10 fingers and 10 toes. That's what we teach people. That's the genetic reality. There can be born people with 11 fingers and 11 toes, but that's a genetic anomaly. That's not what's supposed to happen genetically.
What are people supposed to do if they're born intersex? They're supposed to have to choose one.
So there's
They make them choose one, but they have to choose the right one. Yeah,
what about freedom?
no. So you still
What about freedom of choice?
you.
You guys, so you can agree.
I can answer one question at a time.
Okay.
So there's usually dominant characteristics an intersex person is born with. Micropenis, something else. There's usually a dominant characteristic that shows that this person swings more towards a certain gender, and based on that, usually the medical professional.
Yeah.
When they're born.
If they're wrong, if they get it wrong,
How are they wrong?
they get it wrong sometimes. I've had to read studies about this in my gender studies class.
We get our information from people whose lived experience is reflected. And,
What lived experience?
well, people who are non-binary, who
Okay.
are our friends.
So again, they identify that way. That doesn't make them that. I've actually met people.
Why
I've
do
met
you, why do
people.
you get to tell people?
Okay, so I've met people that identify as cats.
Sources, trust me, bro.
They identify as cats. They're the furry
This was
people.
a thing that went around on the internet for a while when they were like, "There's litter boxes in the classroom."
Yeah.
Are you?
True.
It is true. I've met people. I have met people that identify as cats.
This, by the way, as a teacher, basically told a student she had to go to a different school after she discussed whether or not a girl could or could not identify as a, wait for it, a cat.
I just said if they want to identify as a cat or something, then they're like genuinely on that. And they've gone, yeah, they're crazy.
You were questioning their identity.
No, I wasn't a question. I was just saying about the gender. I haven't said anything about them.
But where did you get this idea from? There's only two genders.
I just think it's my opinion. That is my opinion. If I respect their opinion, can't they respect my opinion?
It is not an opinion.
I have always been different. I just always had a fascination with cats. People are like, oh, you're not really a cat. I'm like, I feel like I really am, though. I am a cat.
Are you doing?
I'm super done. I'm done with you.
What are you
Leave me
done?
alone.
You came up to me.
I didn't come up to you. I walked past.
Is it? Says who? Just you? Just you? Well, I happen to think that there's.
Got it!
I'm upset that you group together and spew hate speech.
How is
to
this
make
hate?
people
How
feel
is
like
that
their
hate speech?
existence-
Explain to me what's hate
Can you
speech.
shut up for a second?
No, what's
You get
hate speech
together
about
to
that?
Tell people that their existence.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that. Not one person has said that.
What if somebody? Yeah, your sign says that exactly.
How is that saying that? Are you denying people that identify as cats? I'm saying they exist.
finally like you to piss
I'm
off.
saying they exist, and I'm saying
I
that.
don't care what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Then why'd you come up to me?
I didn't come up.
You did.
Just a kind
You
of
literally.
search.
I have it all on video. You came up to me. Yeah, and I stopped. I've been in this place the whole time. You walked up to me.
About where you walk, how you stand, whether
Okay,
you
you
understand
came
the
up to
DSM,
me.
I don't give a fat fuck. I'm done with
My
you.
friend,
Then go away. Then go away.
it was just a wonderful opportunity for us to.
Tell me you hate me and then I'm a bigot.
Exactly. I feel good about that.
Oh,
Definitely made
well,
us satisfied.
you guys are so tolerant and loving
I'm
and.
not tolerant of people who spew hate.
Okay, well, you claim to be the tolerant crowd. You claim to be the loving, tolerant crowd, and you just you're not loving.
No, certainly not
Oh.
people to punch down at vulnerable minorities.
Okay, nobody punching down.
It seems
No.
like there's an entire rally dedicated to denying the existence of
No one's denying anyone's existence. They're saying don't indoctrinate children in schools that are incapable. They are. I hope you have an encounter with Jesus, because you need to repent. Yeah.
I don't really care what you hope.
No. Well. Very educational.
What a bunch of cowards.
That was awesome.
Okay, what you want to know?
How many genders are there?
Two.
Two? Just two?
In plant kingdom, animal kingdom, it's male and female. So what those other guys was talking about is, I don't know what they're smoking, but they're looking for attention.
Yeah.
You know. But the thing, what kills me about the alphabet soup community, why aren't they talking about the child trafficking? See, I don't care what you do in your bedroom, it's your business. I don't pay your bills, I don't buy your toilet paper, I don't buy your food, I don't do nothing. So in your house, you do what you want to do. I want to know why y'all not talking about child trafficking. And the rainbow colors are not yours, they was here before your ass was here. So you can't take the rainbow, it's not yours. Give it back. It doesn't represent you. Your ignorant, which means not knowing the truth, behavior, that's what that is. Hey, you like Tutti Frutti, that's your business. I don't like cereal. That's all I'm saying. Next question.
Hey, man. Oh, that's good, man. That was perfect.
Just say it.
If you really liked this video and you want to support us, please go to TrueDominionCanada.com and check out our merch store.